school in the back of the bus. Keeping real quiet, wasn't making a fuss. Every year waking up in a new habitat, making new friends. I wasn't okay with that. Kid walked up and extended his hand. He said, "My name is Pete and I ain't interested, man." I looked out the window, hoping he'd leave. A little piece of condo board that wears his heart on the sleeve. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground. Pete was on top, raining blows down. I caught the bus driver in the rearview mirror. My eyes pleaded for help, hoping he'd hear. He adjusted the reflection, kept on driving. I rolled into a ball, my vitals I was hiding. He stood up and said, "You'll never have a moment's rest. This grudge is forever." Always on the move, always alone. I lost my first fight at home. Unseen child living life afraid. Police on board. Starting that day, my life was on the rapid. The boys were lining up when they heard what happened. Every week fighting, defeat turned cursory. Pete would return like a violent anniversary. Over time I changed, started throwing back. Anger and fear motivated my attack. At the end of the term, it was time to vacate. I never lost the lessons that I learned in that place. 20 years later, I returned to the scene. I knew where Pete worked in social media stream. Went to a shop, heard a voice from the side. My fists were Ducatis, he was going for a ride. A wheel to the sound, eyes lit on fire. Pity belied my revenge and desire. Pete became a man about 5'7", but the palsy in his body had him ready for heaven. Always on the move, always alone. I lost my first fight at home. Unseen child living life afraid. Bullies aren't born, they're made. Now it's time for me to make a choice. Use my fists or use my voice. All of my struggles have led to this day. Bullies aren't born. The moment of truth, calculation at hand. Frail Pete before me, I abandoned my plan. He told me the story about a father abusive, wrecking his body in the brain contusions. Revenge turned to pity, pity regret. I had wasted my life in an angry torment. I shook Pete's hand, said thanks for the time. He was living his life, now it's time to live mine. Always on the move, always alone. I lost my first fight at home. Unseen child living life afraid. Bullies aren't born, they're made. Bullies aren't born, they're made. Bullies aren't born, they're made.
Hey, good morning, Hebrews and Shebrews, ladies and gentlemen. Crusade Brigade is live and marching again. So, the UFC pay-per-view is about to start. I'm watching the Oregon game on this screen right here. Yep, right here. And then on this screen right here, we'll be watching the UFC pay-per-view event. We're not going to be able to share any audio, obviously, but we'll just be doing some commentary on it. We've never done this before, so we're just going to see how it goes. Just going to see how it goes. I'm going to make sure that you're not getting audio from either the Oregon game or from the TV. Let's make sure that I still am. Now the challenge for me is the chat. But I think we'll do it this way here. Excited about this fight. So we did a DraftKings parlay with this fight as well. So we got Carla Esparza and Zhong Wei Li. Carla Esparza, of course, more of a ground and pound submission fighter. Zhong Wei Li, a ridiculous athlete. Daniel Cormier calls her probably the best athlete he's ever seen, male or female, which is pretty high praise. I have a parlay bet on the last 3 fights on the main card. And if I hit all 3 on a $20 bet, it's worth $120,000. And they're all 3 knockouts in specific rounds, or wins by knockout, disqualification, or TKO. Anything but submission, basically. Speaking of which, I need to look at see what my parlay is. They just started allowing this in Kansas. I mean, I've been doing this in Colorado. I haven't really paid much attention to the parlays, but they're great. They're fun ways to just take a little bit of money and have a chance to win big. And they're super popular among sports betting fans, among people like me that like to bet on sports. But I'll tell you that I've had not great luck betting on UFC because the fights are so unpredictable. I mean, they're just incredibly unpredictable. What was I going to do? Go to DraftKings here. By the way, UFC 281 is in Madison Square Garden tonight. So right now they're just, it's all the intro stuff. They're talking about Adesanya losing twice to Pereira. But I'll tell you what, I went and watched those old kickboxing videos. And even in the fight where Adesanya got knocked out, he was the better fighter. He really was. So, he was the better fighter, and he got caught with Pereira's left hook. And if you've not seen Pereira fight, he could knock out a buffalo. I mean, he's really good. Okay, I'm trying to find my parlay here. Experiencing issues with placing bets, viewing betting history, and settlement delays. Oh, great. That's just what we want to see here, DraftKings. My bets. We got a 3-pick parlay with a 20% parlay boost. The bet is $20, and if it hits all 3 fights, it pays $121,988. So the first fight is Michael Chandler. I got him to win by TKO, DQ, or KO in round 2. Zhang Weili to win by DQ, TKO, DQ in round 4. And Alex Burr to win by the same in round 4 of their fight. That's the biggest odds right there, is the Pereira to win by knockout in round 4. It's plus 2,200. Zhang Weili plus 1,600, still ridiculous, and Michael Chandler plus 1,200. And what happened to the fight here? Stop playing. Come on, I want to watch the pay-per-view. Stop goofing around. I mean, the fights haven't started yet. I will tell you, it's a stupid bet to bet against Israel Adesanya. Except at his last fight, and I don't know if it was the way that the UFC promotion framed it, because I'm sure these fighters say lots of things leading up to the fights. Oh, I'm going to do this in the fight, and I'm going to do that in the fight, and then he did the opposite. To me, Adesanya is a little more. He doesn't seem as hungry as he used to be, and that's not good. I'm hoping that the fact that he's lost to this, and the fact that he got knocked out, back in the kickboxing days by this guy, that all of this has surfaced, that has really motivated him to come in and be the best version of Israel Adesanya, because he's not going to win this fight with just mind games. But I will tell you that he is the more skilled fighter. More skilled than Pereira. But Pereira's got a granite chin and ridiculous power, and he is bigger than Israel Adesanya. And you don't see people go into the ring against Adesanya taller than him. Pereira is. Zhang Weili is the big-time favorite right now to beat Carla Esparza, so that bet's not a big deal for me. Zhang Weili is just, if you've not seen her train, watch videos of Zhang Weili train. She is a monster in the gym, and she's moved her training camp over to Thailand for this fight. And every fight she seems to get better. Most people remember her, well, first of all, her first real big just statement win, in my opinion, was her fight, one of the best fights I've ever seen against Joanna. I can't say her last name. And then she goes to fight Rose Namajunas, and she goes to block a leg kick, and Rose brings it up to her head, and she's out in the first round. They came back and had a really good fight in the second round. And still lost, but it was a lot of groundwork from Rose Namajunas in that fight. So that's the co-main event. So they're talking about an underdog parlay on DraftKings right now. Alex Pereira to win, Carla Esparza to win, and Michael Chandler to win. $100 bet there wins just shy of 3,000. I don't see Carla Esparza beating Zhang Weili. I think the other two fights are, they could go either way. And I think it's right to bring Alex Pereira in here as the underdog against Israel Adesanya. Aside from his attitude, which I don't like, I don't like the way he presents himself. In my opinion, besides that, Israel Adesanya is probably the closest thing that we have to a modern day Bruce Lee. I mean, he capitalizes the the two M's in mixed martial arts, right? he is so talented and so skilled and so diverse, and he is, you know, he calls himself the last style bender, but it's not an inaccurate nickname. He is just a phenomenally gifted fighter. Now, he's not always the smartest guy. When he went up in weight to fight without taking the weight gain seriously, just went up and fought the Polish champion at the next weight class. The guy just laid on him and just laid on the ground and kind of beat him down. Getting distracted by the organ game here. Fourth quarter, so it'll be over here in a little bit. So, anyways, yeah, so we'll see. But I love him as a martial artist. Wish he presented himself as a different person though. We got also Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all three. These last three fights are incredible. We got Dan Hooker too. I was looking at the Dan Hooker fight and I was surprised what a huge underdog he is. He's a big underdog. I can tell you what. Let's see here. What the line on him is. So Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles. Dan Hooker is a minus 155. Then we got Frankie Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez. Frankie Edgar is a plus 210 favorite. No, am I saying that wrong? Is Daniel Hooker the favorite here? Oh, let me see. I think the minus is the favorite. Which means Dan Hooker is the favorite here. Chris Gutierrez is the favorite over Frankie Edgar. Dustin Poirier. They got Dustin Poirier as the favorite over Michael Chandler. Zhang Weili is a substantial. She's the biggest favorite on the card. She is minus 380. Claudio Puelles from Peru. Dan Hooker, of course, from Great Britain. Look at that. UK in the house. Juicy. How you doing? Just seeing this to see if there's any interest in it at all. I know there are groups that do this kind of stream, but we'll see. Just see. Our first fight, Dan Hooker, Claudio. How do you say his name again? Goodness. Puelles? Peruvian fighter? Hooker's plan is to drag him into deep waters as the favorite. Claudio Puelles. Puelles. Goodness. It's a hard name. Submission fighter. Claudio. Dan Hooker. He's well, if you've seen him fight, he's ridiculous. Good. Claudio's English is really good. Good for you. So what does English matter? Well, when you're trying to make American fans, English matters. Very good. Very good for him. Of course, Dan Hooker speaks the Queen's English. His nickname, Claudio Puelles, Prince of Peru. Find him on Twitter at Prince_of_Peru. Instagram, Claudio_Puelles, Puelles. Born in Lima, Peru. Looks a little bit like my little brother. Got his start in a Peruvian flute band. I don't know if that's true or not, honestly. He is a ridiculous grappler on the ground. Cormier commenting right now how good he is on the ground. We were watching some of his highlights. He's excellent submission artist. But he is a 26-year-old prospect. Interesting style matchup, I think, between Claudio and Dan. Claudio's getting the pre-checks here by the referees, checking his gloves, putting the Vaseline on his face, touching his private parts. Well, if you had money to bet on this fight, this would be if you're going for the upset, it'd be the Claudio with the submission. By the way, we have some Jameson IPA edition, keeping us a little warm tonight, which is not actually how that works, but so my parlays won't come into play until we get to the third fight, Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. How fun would that be? On a $20 bet to win 122 grand. Dan Hooker now taking off his shirt, doing his pre-checks here. You can tell he's from the UK. He is just pasty white. Oh, I'm sorry. I said from the UK. He is from New Zealand. My bad. Sorry. My bad. He is one of 6 fighters in UFC history with finishes by 4 different striking techniques: elbows, kicks, knees, and punches. He has the 7th highest takedown defense, which he'll need tonight against Claudio. And he's finished 17 of 21 wins, 10 knockouts, 7 submissions. Those stats brought to you by Manscaped. Shave your junk, boys. Shave your junk, boys. I gotta stop watching Letterkenny. That's all there is to it. A bettor has a $1,000 bet on a 5-leg parlay. Claudio, Edgar, Chandler, Zhang Weili, and Alex Pereira. Potential payout $75,000. Dan Hooker, 32 years of age, 6 foot, 156 pounds. 3-inch reach advantage over Claudio Puelles. Age 26, 5'10", 155. And Bo Nix is down. Uh-oh. This is not good. Not good at all. And he's limping. That could, this could be the end of Oregon's bowl chances if he's really hurt. Not bowl chances, national championship aspirations. Claudio Puelles from Peru, the Prince of Peru, plus 130 underdog. Madison Square Garden from Lima, Peru. That's pretty amazing, right? The Prince of Peru. The introduction for Dan Hooker, who's 21-12, out of Auckland, New Zealand. He should have a better tan. Why he spends all his time in the gym. Heath Peterson is the ref. He's got 2 main card assignments, and the ring card girls for the UFC fights just... All right, here we go. The touch gloves. Kind of staring at each other in the center of the ring. Dan Hooker's orthodox. Claudio Puelles is fighting southpaw. Pay attention to whose foot's on the outside here when they get in close. Men just kind of pawing out there with a jab. Attempted high kick by Hooker there, missed. Low kick by Hooker. Another one checked by Claudio. Hooker just kind of pawing out there with the jab. Oh, the crowd's starting to come alive a little bit. I think they're glad to have fights here in Madison Square Garden. Big kick attempt by Claudio. Missed. Return kick by Hooker. Blocked by Claudio. Leg kick checked by Claudio. This is a big gap right now in between the fighters, which is going to favor Hooker. Claudio wants to take Hooker down and do a submission. Claudio's checking a lot of these inside low kicks by Hooker. Hooker with the front kick up the middle to the gut. Nothing really hard going out there. Another low leg kick by Hooker. Hooker with a miss. Fighters just kind of feeling each other out right now. Attempted left hook there by Hooker. Another kick to the midsection by Hooker. Claudio with the shot. Goes directly after the leg. He's got the heel hooked. He is on the ground while Hooker is trying to get away from this leg hook. He is so dangerous here, Claudio is. Hooker's trying to get his ankle out. Oh, he really has Hooker twisted up here, even though Hooker's on top. He's going for the knee bar here on Hooker. Hooker is in big trouble here on the ground. He is playing defense. And now Dan has his back, and he's got his legs wrapped around one leg of Claudio's in a normally how you see in a body triangle, but he's got it around his leg. Claudio's trying to push it so he can get on top of Hooker. This is just the weirdest crab fighting position I've seen on the ground. Hooker's throwing some punches from the ground, and they're playing this leg lock game. Claudio doesn't want to give it up, and Hooker wants out of there. Oh, there he goes. He's pulling his legs apart. Hooker could be in trouble here. Hooker playing defense. He's trying to grab the arms of Claudio to keep the knee from extending. He could be in trouble. He's starting to stretch it. Oh, Hooker stretched out like a gymnast. Dan is trying to get his leg out, but Claudio's got it wrapped up like a frickin' python, and he's twisting on his ankle. Okay, Dan is sitting there with his leg underneath him, and he's literally got his hand inside his butthole going, are you going to do something, or what are we doing here? Nothing's happening. Oh, Hooker's throwing some punches on the body. Dan's in a better place now. They're still on the ground, Claudio's still trying to work that knee. Dan's still trying to work to get the leg out and not give up position. And now he's in Hooker he could have got in guard, but he stood up. Gives Claudio a couple of kicks and tells him to get off his back. Claudio gets up. Boy, Claudio went so hard after that leg lock. You can see why he's so dangerous. He went at it again. He's just flying on the ground in an Imanari roll trying to grab his feet. He's getting some boos from the crowd right now. Claudio for his fight style. He's literally just trying to crawl on the ground, grabbing his foot. Referee makes him stand up. They're both on their feet now. Whew. He's got some skill on the ground. Well, Poyes was going after that leg like there was no tomorrow. That's his path to victory. And Hooker played. Give Hooker some credit. He did some excellent defense. Lands a big right hand to Poyes. Backs him up a couple feet. They're back to the center of the octagon, squaring off against one another. Claudio's got his hands up. Hooker's hands at his midsection. He's going on the ground again. He is literally just falling on the ground, wanting Dan to come fight him. Well, he is not going to get fans fighting like that. That's like the old school Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys when they refused to throw a punch and they just wanted to do anything they could to get you on the ground. And that is not going to work. That's not going to work here if you're going to want to get some fans. It could win you the fight, though. First round's over. Neither fighter really did a whole lot. I mean, there was some good submissions trying to throw him on the ground. Good defense by Hooker. Hooker did land a big right hand. That might have won him the fight. Did land a couple kicks to the midsection, low kicks. Nothing real damaging. Nobody's really damaged. I think Hooker won that round. December 10th, UFC 282, Projaska versus Teixeira 2. Projaska? Started the second round, Hooker lands with a kick down the middle. He's going after the leg again. He's getting booed by the crowd. Dan lands a right to the body. Hooker's not really throwing anything big. He's literally just putting gloves to the face, gloves to the body. High kick by Claudio misses. Boy, Hooker's long. Woo! Hooker with a right hand, right head kick combination. The head kick was blocked. Oh, going after. He fell after the leg after getting punched in the face again. Oh, I think Hooker might have hurt him with one of those right hands to the face. He is going hard after the foot. He just keeps dropping down, having to stand up. Dropping down, having to stand up. Right hand to the body, left hook to the face by Dan Hooker. Claudio's starting to look a little bit worse for the wear there around the nose area. Starting to turn red. Eats another jab from Hooker. Throws a left kick at, but misses. Big left hand. He went after the leg. He got the foot this time. They're both on their feet, and he has Dan Hooker's foot. Hooker trying to get the guillotine. Oh, Hooker's threatening the guillotine. He wants to get off the ground. He wants to stay on the ground. The referee makes Claudio stand up. Claudio with the left kick. Hooker lands a big leg kick. Again, Poyes just dives on the floor at his feet trying to do the Inari roll. The crowd does not like this. Hooker barely missed a big left hand. He goes for the foot again. He's got the foot this time. He is not letting it go. He lets it go. Dan Hooker gets away. Boy, Claudio is he's a one-trick pony right now. He's like, I can't go after the leg. I can't win. Hooker stalking him now at the middle of the ring. God, every time he gets close, Claudio falls to the ground, and the crowd is really not liking this here at Madison Square Garden. They are booing poor Claudio. He goes again for the leg. This time he has the leg again. Hooker steps out of it. Claudio lays on his back. The referee makes him stand up again, and more boos. Both men at the center of the ring again. Claudio rubbing his eyes here a little bit. something happened. He wasn't like, okay, there he goes with the shot. He actually got the single, not the foot here. And he's in deep. Hooker's sprawled, playing defense here, and Hooker's kind of on top, landing these big body shots to the kidney. The crowd cheering that. There's some actual action going on here. He's not letting go of that leg, and Hooker's just hitting him in the kidney. Oh, he has let go of the leg, and he makes him stand up again. Oh! Claudio landed a big left hook on Hooker there when they stood up. Kick to the body from Hooker, and Claudio goes down on his back. The referee's telling him to get up and fight. He keeps just falling down on his back. The referee's making him stand up again. And he doesn't want to get up. He's like tired. I think those body kicks have taken their toll on him. He is breathing heavy. He doesn't want to stand on his feet. He goes again to try to do this weird little crawling leg trip, little capoeira kick. He is just trying to get Hooker on the ground. He does not want to stand on his feet, and the referee keeps making him stand up. Another kick to the midsection. He drops, and the fight is over. The fight is called. He dropped again after a kick to the midsection, a straight front kick, and those kicks were kicking his butt, and the referee stops the fight. Poor Claudio had nothing more to offer outside of just trying to dive on the floor and grab the leg, and boy, that is not going to win him any fans in the UFC. Congratulations to Dan Hooker, the TKO in round 2 due to body kicks. The replay, front kick right to the solar plexus, and he took a huge exhale. That wasn't the end one. That was one from earlier in the round. Hit him again. He was in so much pain. I mean, he is grimacing so hard. The referee sees it, calls the fight. That was a good stoppage too. No argument from Claudio there. Israel Adesanya pictured in the dressing room, getting his hand wrapped, raises the fist at his boy Dan Hooker. Of course, they're both New Zealand fighters. So Dan Hooker, the favorite, wins. If you had Claudio in your parlay's busted. Dang, the Hangman Hooker. The second round TKO. Good stuff. He's with Joe Rogan right now. Gives the glory to God. Dan just interrupted Joe Rogan. He said, I make nails look soft. He has now finished 18 of his 22 wins, 11 knockouts, 7 submissions. Dan Hooker, good for you. Good for you. All right. First fight starts off, the favorite wins. If you're into betting, and I might be. They're showing a clip from Wakanda. Kamaru Usman sitting with a couple of the stars from Black Panther. Wow. That one bald lady on the right, she is... I mean, they're both beautiful, but she is beautiful, beautiful. New welterweight champion Leon Edwards hanging out there. That guy is from the UK, I believe. Might be seeing an upset here in Oregon. Washington kicks a field goal, goes ahead by 3 with 50 seconds left. Oregon's season hangs in the balance here. 51 seconds left, down by 3. Looks like Bo Nix is back. He went out limping out of the game earlier. Whew. Next fight's going to be Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. This ought to be a great fight. I think this will be going to be a really entertaining fight. Dustin Poirier is a minus 215 favorite. Not as big a favorite. Let's see. Oh, they put the fight already down at the bottom. Come on. Come on. That's a slightly bigger favorite than I think. Oops, sorry. Than Dan Hooker was. Israel Adesanya is a sharp dresser. Let you know when the other fight's ready to get started. Boy, Frankie Edgar's been around for a while, hadn't he? He has the second most significant strikes in UFC history at 1,799. He has 73 takedowns, which is the 4th most in UFC history. When he was a champion, I think he first won it 12 years ago. I mean, that's what I'm hearing on the fight right now. I forgot. So Chris Gutierrez is the betting favorite, but you know this crowd's going to be totally pro Edgar. I'll tell you what, that last fight, Claudio did not really set the stage very well for future Peruvian fighters. Jeez. At what point do fighters hang it up? Some of them wait way too long, you know what I mean? And it's their chin that tells them it's time to retire instead of their brain. I like what Daniel Cormier did, just getting out. He started his fight career late, so he didn't have the tread on the tires that a lot of fighters his age did. But he got out when he was supposed to. I don't think Gutierrez likes the fact that Frankie Edgar picked him for his retirement fight. Yep, this is his retirement fight. Uh-oh. I hear the music of the fighter coming down in the walkthrough. I would love to have one of my songs. I would love to have a UFC fighter come out to one of my songs. Gutierrez making the walk. He is favored. He has respect for Frankie Edgar, but Chris Gutierrez, Jersey City, New Jersey is where he was born. El Guapo MMA. C. Gutierrez MMA on his Twitter handle. In his last 8 fights, Gutierrez 6-1-1. And he doesn't have an ounce of fat on his body. Holy monkey. Gutierrez at that stage of a walkout where he's getting checked by the referee, getting the Vaseline on his face. Now he's touching his breasts. They gently kiss. Just kidding. He is on a 7-fight unbeaten streak. 6-0-1. He has the 3rd highest significant strike accuracy in the UFC bantamweight history at 58.5%, and he's one of 10 spinning back fist knockouts in UFC history. Of course, the most famous spinning back fist knockout. Oh no, Oregon's going to lose the game because a cramp. Frankie Edgar getting ready to make his walkout. Washington arguing that this game should be over. They're mad. I think Frankie coming out to some gangster music. And he jogs out there. He does like this running skip thing. Like he doesn't walk. He's running out there. Made his UFC appearance February 3rd of 2007. 15 years ago. Beat BJ Penn to become the championship. 2010. Been around a long time. He's getting checked by the referee. They gently kiss. Just kidding. He has the second most significant strikes in UFC history at 1799. The fourth most takedowns in UFC history. A bettor has placed $10,000 on Frankie Edgar to win by decision. Potential payout, $45,000. I guess we got to wait for the song to finish playing before we can start the fight. He is a plus 200 underdog. 23-10-1 Frankie Edgar, age 41, 5'6", 135. He has a 1-inch reach advantage over the 31-year-old Chris Gutierrez, who is 3 inches taller. Go figure that. Bruce Buffer with the introductions here. Frankie Edgar. I had my mouse over where he was born, but he's fighting out of Toms River, New Jersey. By the way, I was looking around, came across your stream, and maybe I can help you out with your Twitch custom graphics even more. What's your Discord? I think this is it. There you go. All right, here comes the fight. Fighters at the middle of the round. Both fighters standing orthodox. Both of these guys are so quick. Each fighter throwing a couple kicks, really just kind of throw distance here. Gutierrez with a missed leg kick. A lot of feints from Gutierrez. Gutierrez switches to southpaw. Now back to orthodox. Gutierrez got some beef on his legs for a skinny guy. He's got a lot of leg muscle. Whoa, spinning back fist by Gutierrez. These guys are so fast at this weight. Oh, big leg kick by Gutierrez. And then landed a jab afterwards. Really good start by Gutierrez here. He's got some power. Spinning back attempted by Gutierrez. Edgar with the tight defense. Throws and misses a big leg kick. Gutierrez has switched to southpaw here. A lot of feints from Gutierrez. Jab landed by Gutierrez. Now both fighters fighting orthodox. Edgar kind of stalking him a little bit. You can tell he looks looks, you can see the 3-inch difference in height. Holy moly. Gutierrez up against the fence, switching stances again. Gutierrez trying to, or Edgar trying to cut off the ring here. Throws and misses a right high kick. Edgar moving forward. Gutierrez lands a big knee, and Edgar is out. Edgar came in to throw a punch, and Gutierrez caught him with a counter knee to the chin. This fight is over. Frankie Edgar is knocked out due to a knee in the first round. He hadn't even started sweating yet, folks. And that is his retirement fight. Oh, goodness, Gutierrez looked sharp. He had some power in everything he was throwing in Edgar. Oh. Wow. And Frankie, it's time to retire, buddy. You don't have anything to prove, not to us, not to anybody. You've had an amazing career, and we salute you. I wish you didn't have to go out this way, but he knows he's been knocked out. He's disappointed, but he's still really wobbly. And the New York, here comes Gutierrez to give him a hug. They're giving him big hugs right now while Frankie Edgar is sitting on the stool in the middle of the ring. The officials here in New York letting him have their moment. They're kind of focusing on Frankie Edgar here. Oh, he's like, don't pick me up, bro. Gutierrez wanted to pick him up, and they said that's probably not a good idea after taking a knee to the face like that. All right, here they're going to show the replay. This was... You see Edgar walking him down. Gutierrez coming up against the fence. And he goes to throw the knee, and Edgar just kind of ducks into it like he wasn't expecting that to come. And that hit flush. That hit flush. Edgar falls on the ground. He's laying on the ground. And you see where most fighters go and they'll just add another shot. Gutierrez didn't. Gutierrez knew he was knocked out. He stood over him, just let the ref come and finish it. Didn't give him any extra damage. Class act, Gutierrez. Feel bad for Frankie Edgar going out on his back. But wow to Chris Gutierrez, who is 7-0-1 in his last 8 fights. That is quite a streak, folks. Not sure why he is not ranked. Gutierrez is very emotional as they're standing there getting his hand raised by knockout in the first round. Edgar shakes his hand. They embrace. I imagine they'll keep Frankie Edgar here to talk to him as well. The corner of Gutierrez coming over telling Frankie Edgar that he's a legend. Eight-fight unbeaten streak. Chris Gutierrez is 19-3-2. Destroyed Frankie Edgar. And he's been interviewed by Joe Rogan, and this is a bittersweet moment for him, you know, because a lot of stuff going on, and he's talking about the people that he knows, including one of his trainers battling cancer. So I guess his emotion is really around his corner and not about Frankie Edgar retiring. His feints, his movements, the spectacular finish. Joe Rogan's calling out this. What a great finish this was. This is a big left knee. I mean, just Frankie Edgar didn't see it, and he was out. And good for Chris Gutierrez and good on him for not following up with any more damage. He's a class act. He's a class act. And he looks nasty. He's gonna be some. If he does that to Frankie Edgar in the first round, he's gonna cause some people problems. He's doing some shout outs in Spanish to Guatemala, I think. Oh, who's my sponsor? He's asking us, who's my sponsor? Who do I got to shout out right now? And that's what he's doing right now. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now they're interviewing Frankie Edgar. He's getting a big ovation from the crowd at Madison Square Garden. And rightfully so. I gotta look at my bets here again. My parlay bets start next. People giving him a big time ovation. He says the sport's a biatch, you know. He's got his family there. I mean, according to Frankie, that's all that matters. You saying congratulations to Chris? He's saying thank you, and that he loves everybody. A lot of people on Twitter now showing up on at UFC saying goodbye to Frankie. Still a legend. Head up, champ. You can see Edgar's holding back the emotion. Not very happy about what happened here. Going over to his family now as he's leaving the ring. Class act. But Nick, make no mistake, I don't know why Chris Gutierrez is not ranked here. He is on a tear. And he looked really, really good. He looked really good. Sylvester Stallone here. Iron Mike Tyson is here. Francis Ngannou here at the fight. Brandon Moreno. Okay, so my bets. I have Michael Chandler. This is these stupid odds, man. This is such a stupid bet. Michael Chandler to win by KO, TKO, or disqualification in round 2. That's a plus 1,200 bet. Zhang Weili to win by KO, TKO, DQ in round 4. That is a plus $1,600 bet. Alex Pereira to win by KO, TKO, DQ in round 4 as well. That is a plus 2,200 bet. But you parlay them all together where, like, okay, I bet $20. Let's say I bet $20 on the Michael Chandler fight. Let's see, on a $10 bet, that would be what, 120 or 1200? I don't know. It's I can't figure out all these percentages. Anyways, but you parlay them all together. It's called a parlay when you stack your bets like that, and they all have to happen for the parlay to work. But now that changes to a plus 609,840. Well, actually, it's a 508. It's a plus 500,000. But I got a bonus boost from DraftKings for making this parlay. So my $20 bet, if all of those things were to miraculously happen, would pay out at 121,988, basically 122,000. Looking forward to Prohaska and Teixeira, Glover Teixeira fighting again next month. Jan Blachowicz is back fighting Ankalaev, I mean. I hope Blachowicz just knocks him in the next year. Paddy Pimblett's fighting on the card. Nice. Should we watch all the UFC fights here? We'll switch this over here so I'm not constantly looking at my other TV here. So let's see if Chandler can win by knockout or TKO or DQ, but not submission. It's in the second round. Poirier is the favorite. Chandler is the, pretty sure Chandler's the underdog. They're doing a little video thing about Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler here. They're showing Dustin Poirier knocking out Conor McGregor. The loss to Kebab Nurga slop it off. I don't like those fighters, by the way. Dustin Poirier says, I'm coming off a loss, but I've never lost 2 in a row in my career. Now the video focuses over to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's got power. He's only been part of the UFC for 2 years. They just showed Michael Chandler's knockout of Ferguson. Dustin Poirier is a tough guy to finish. I might have made a really stupid bet. The promotional video's over. The crowd at Madison Square Garden is cheering. Can we get to the fight now? Michael Chandler's making the walkout first. Former NCAA Division I wrestler. Born in High Ridge, Missouri. Siri, where is High Ridge, Missouri?
Okay, here's High Ridge.
Oh. Way on the outskirts of St. Louis. Michael Chandler is he's pretty ripped. Michael Chandler is an elite level athlete. We've seen a lot of elite athletes come into the UFC and just get knocked out once they get up into the higher levels. So we'll see how Chandler does here. Dustin is a well-rounded fighter, super tough. Michael Chandler's a crowd-friendly fighter. They both are. This is going to be a great fight. Both of these guys are punch first, ask questions later. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. Chandler's in the ring. We're waiting on Dustin Poirier for his walkout music. Once again, I'm available for some walkout music, you know. Just let me know. Who doesn't want to walk out to Perfect Woman? Or Secret Daddy? Or Pendulum? Music started for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is now taking off his pants for the outside referee. Dustin Poirier is an elite level fighter. From Lafayette, Louisiana. What's the matter? You stupid to do what your coach tells you? I realize that's not by a bad truth, but still, yeah. It's funny. Dustin Poirier with the prayer as it gets ready to enter the octagon. Both of these fighters are pretty sure that they're going to knock each other fighter out. And they, by knowing these two guys and I've seen them fight a number of times before, they really believe that. Dustin Poirier, 33 years old, 5'9", 156, 72-inch reach. Chandler, 36, 3 years older, 1 inch smaller at 5'8", and a half-inch smaller reach. So really similar. Just really the 3 years age difference is about the only real significant difference here. Michael Buffer. Is he awesome? It's time for me to go to bed. Okay. Imagine if he was your dad. I'd probably have a lot nicer things growing up now that I think about it. Iron Michael Chandler. Crowd makes noise for him here in the Madison Square Garden. They're already making noise for Dustin Poirier here. Clearly the crowd is pro Poirier. He is the 210 favorite. He is 12-3 and won no contest in the UFC. He is the number 1 contender right now. Michael Chandler, number 5. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Michael Iron Chandler. 1 versus 5. Chandler the underdog. This UFC event has set the UFC record for most first-round knockouts in a UFC event history at 7. 7 first-round knockouts. Fighters meet at the center. Dustin Poirier, southpaw, Chandler. The orthodox stance. Whew. Both men just kind of staring at each other in the center of the ring. Man, Chandler with a real wide, powerful stance. Like he's ripe for leg kicks, and right on cue, there goes Poirier with the leg kick. Oh, Chandler jumps in with a right hand, right down the middle. Both fighters circling in the middle. Poirier popped him with a left hand. Michael Chandler throws 3 body kicks in a row. Misses the last 2. Hit the first one. Boy, both these guys have such power. Chandler goes for the takedown. Stuffed easily by Dustin. Both men on their feet now. Circling. Right hand to the body landed by Chandler. Right hand to the body by Poirier. Chandler kind of stalking Poirier now. Poirier circling around the outside of the ring. Low leg kick by Chandler. Checked hard by Poirier. That's going to hurt Chandler's. going to hurt for Chandler. He may not be throwing many more leg kicks. He's going to get checked like that. Both men missing with jabs. 4-punch combination by Chandler. Nothing really lands. Missing a lot of attacks here with leg kicks. Big right hand lands on Dustin Poirier by Chandler. Chandler's got him up against the rope. Throws another right hand. Hits him with another right hand. It goes to the body. Poirier's like saying, bring it on. Standing against the fence, throwing back. Boy, Chandler threw a big shot to the body. Poirier took it like a champ. These guys are tough. Big left hand by Dustin Poirier. Fighter standing in the center of the ring here. Whoa! Chandler gets caught with a counter right as he comes in. Throws a big right on Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier shakes it off. Oh my gosh, these guys throw bombs. Chandler's foot has started swelling now since that check by Dustin Poirier. Poirier's now picking his shots here. Jab here, left, right. Ooh, kind of a headbutt on. Whoa! Big right hand by Chandler! Another big right hand! Dustin standing up big! Dustin throws back! Dustin Poirier's in trouble! Chandler goes for the takedown, gets him down. Chandler's on top of him in half guard. Wow, what a shot by Chandler. That hurt Dustin Poirier. Now he's on top of him in half guard. Looks like he's working in the arm for Kimura. Yeah, he is working the Kimura. Now he lets him up. I think Poirier's recovered. Chandler's got him up against the fence, trying to keep him on the ground. Dustin trying to get up. Chandler is trying to take his back. Poirier defends it really well. Dustin Poirier actually stands up now. Chandler still got grips around his waist. Poirier's fighting the hands up against the cage. Chandler wants to take him down again. Dustin tries to slide out. He does, but he's still... Oh! Suplex by Michael Chandler! Goodness! Dustin, now they're both men separate after the suplex. Chandler looks a little gassed. And Poirier looks like he's got his breath back. This could be bad news for Chandler with 37 seconds left. Both men landing big shots. The left side of Chandler's face is red. Both men hurt. Throwing bombs. Oh, Poirier lands a huge right on Chandler. Chandler wobbles and gets up. There's 20 seconds left. Poirier's trying to finish the fight. Chandler lands a big right. This is unbelievable. Now Chandler's back up against the fence and Poirier's throwing bombs. Chandler's covered up. He's got 8 seconds left. He's exhausted. He needs another hand. Chandler is fighting on instinct. He is bloody. The round ends, and Chandler's bleeding. Dustin wants to talk smack before he walks back. He is strutting back to his corner, and Chandler looks to be in big-time trouble as round one comes to the end. They're saying the cut on Michael Chandler has come from a headbutt and not a punch. Oh my, what a round! What a round! What a round that was. That was incredible. Cut on the eye of Chandler right here. Referee said it's from a headbutt. His eyes are swollen. Nose is bleeding. Mouth is bleeding. Chandler had him hurt, but Poirier was able to recover. So my parlay has Chandler knocking him out here in the second round. Boy, Poirier there hit him with such a big right hook off the ropes, and he had Chandler in such big time trouble. Chandler's nose is just dripping blood, and Poirier's talking smack to him. Round 2 starts in the middle. Chandler looks like he's head butted by an elephant. Blood everywhere, all over his face and chest. Poirier looks great. Chandler had him hurt, but just was winging punches instead of being patient. Chandler comes in with a few punches. Slams Poirier on the ground. He's in full guard. Chandler working the guard. I guess Poirier is working the guard. Chandler's inside of Poirier's guard. You can see he is just bleeding profusely. And you can see Poirier's using his gloves, trying to massage those cuts on his face. Poirier's trying to get him into a triangle. He's got one arm in already. Chandler could be in trouble here if he doesn't get out. Chandler's... There you go. Okay, he got out. Chandler's got his back. Poirier's trying to crawl out of it. Chandler's trying to get the neck, but Poirier's playing defense. He's got him up against the fence. It's going to be hard because Dustin Poirier is a Brazilian black belt. Now both men covered in Chandler's blood. Uh-oh. He's got both hooks in on Dustin Poirier, and he is going for that head. He's not under the chin, though. He's not on the neck. And he's kind of high on the top. You feel like Dustin could... Both men are just kind of taking a break right now. You feel like Dustin could shake him off. Poirier's kind of on his side. Two minutes left in the round. Chandler's still on top of Dustin. Neither man really doing anything. He's got one hook in, Chandler does. And he's got Poirier up against the fence. And now he's trying to get on top, and he's back into the guard. Poirier's trying to get away, trying to crawl up the fence. Chandler's grabs a hand. Big right hand by Chandler. Another big right hand by Chandler. Dustin's on his side with the back of his head up against the fence. Chandler's got a right, trying to free his right hand to do some damage. Oh boy, Poirier is losing this round. Referee warning of hitting behind the head. Chandler landed a number of blows behind the head. Boy, Poirier is complaining about those punches, but they are all clean. The first one, the ones before were in the back of the head, but those are clean punches. 29 seconds left. I'm about to lose my parlay bet, my $20 down the toilet. Dustin cannot get up. Chandler's breathing hard. He can't breathe out his nose. And for his This is the way that fight ended, and Dustin walked off all strutting. He's not strutting now. This is an even fight, 1 round apiece if you're scoring at 10-9. Dustin's frustrated. He spent that entire round trying to get Chandler off of him. Yep, my parlay was round 2. It didn't happen. Boy, Chandler's so big. Just picks Poirier up, slams him down, and then just pounded on him. A lot of those shots, though, were on the back of the head. The ref was very close to stand him up, I think. I think he has another one of those spats where he does that. You can see him losing a point. Round 3 starts. Both fighters a little fatigued, you can tell. If the fight's on its feet, Dustin Poirier, you got to think, has the advantage. Lands a little leg kick there. If it's on the ground, you got to see Chandler with the advantage. Unless Chandler just gets exhausted and gets caught into a submission. Right now, the guys are talking about scoring. Chandler could have won 1-1. Chandler could have won. I don't think he did. Chandler could have won the last round 10-8. It was pretty dominating. But if you just kind of do the standard scoring, it's 1 round to 1 round. Chandler is trying to... whoa! Chandler picks up Poirier again! Puts him on the ground, gets on his back. Oh, Poirier reverses it. Now he's pounding on top of Chandler. Oh, this is a bad spot for Chandler. Now Poirier's trying to take his back. He's got him in the triangle body lock. Oh, Chandler's in trouble. Chandler is in trouble. He's not in danger of submission right now, but Chandler's on his back with the body lock, triangle body lock. Both men are taking a breath. Chandler taking big breaths out of his mouth. His nose is busted up. Dustin trying to get under the chin. Oh, he's in trouble. Chandler's in trouble. He's got him on his back. Now he's underneath the chin. This is over. This is over. Dustin Poirier. Rear naked choke. Dustin Poirier. He is a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he is the guy you do not want on your back. And he knew exactly how to finish. He knew exactly how to defend when Chandler was on his back too. I got to tell you, I obviously wanted Chandler to win because of the bet in the second round. But other than that, I had no skin in the game. Dustin Poirier is amazing on the ground, and he is great on his feet. And those are the kind of fighters you like. The people that can fight on the ground, people that fight on the feet. Now, Chandler could too. He was a great wrestler. But jiu-jitsu guys know how to defend when a guy's got your back. Wrestlers, not so much. What happened was Michael Chandler got him into a single, right? And picked him up in the air. And as he's going to slam him down, he got a little quick on it. And Dustin was able to switch the position a little bit in the air. So when they came down, Dustin was able to move and actually get on top of Chandler. Started raining blows down. And when Chandler went to protect himself, Poirier took his back, immediately got the body lock triangle. They kind of sat there on their knees for a minute. And then sunk in the rear naked choke. Both men shake hands after the fight. Great fight by these two gentlemen. Well done by Dustin Poirier. Dustin's still complaining about the shots behind the head. You won the fight, Dustin. Shut up. Come on, man. You got through some adversity. Let it go. You won. Well done, too. Well done. Boy, he knew exactly what to do when he got Chandler's back. They're showing each other some respect and love here. Now, Dustin Poirier is getting interviewed with Joe Rogan. Picks his nose. Looks at his finger. Not to do on the camera. He was saying he was hurt in the first round. He said if Chandler threw straight punches instead of looping punches, he probably would have been knocked out. He's talking about how quickly he got that body triangle when they got him on the ground. Talked about the strategy when Michael Chandler picked him up, how he was positioning his body weight so that Chandler wasn't able to slam him the way he did Oliveira. That was a great fight. That second round was incredible. One of the best rounds I've seen. One of the best rounds I've seen. Great job, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. Great fight. Dustin Poirier just put on a clinic on how to defend when you're up in the air about to get slammed on the ground. Oh, he did. He did push hook in Poirier's mouth. Poirier had a right to complain there. They're showing on the video, Chandler, when he was on his back, was putting his fingers in his mouth, trying to lift up his chin so he could choke him out. Ooh, that was dirty. Really excited about this next fight. I was rooting against her, of course, when she fought Rose Namajunas, but it's hard not to like Zhang Weili, where she is a stud. Chris Weidman in the house. Carla Esparza with a record of 20-6. Second time as a champion. She's a wrestler. And that's what she's going to try to do to Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is so strong. And big time puncher. Holy moly. She has 11 first round finishes, which is like unheard of for the ladies. She has a 22-3 record. She is favored, Zhang Weili is. I'm trying to think of a way that I think the only chance Carla Esparza has is to try to get Zhang Weili into a submission. Carla Esparza, speaking of which, the most takedowns in UFC women's history at 44. Second is Valentina Shevchenko with 41. She was the very first strawweight champion. Where Carla Esparza is a wrestler, primarily, pretty much only. Zhang Weili is really well-rounded. She can grapple, she can strike. She's crazy. Oh, I cannot wait. They're showing the commercial for Tulsa King on Paramount Plus. I cannot wait to see this. I thought it came out yesterday. It's like the 11th was yesterday, right? I'm like, yeah. And they said it comes out on the, they say it comes out on the 14th or 13th or something like that. Like, who puts crap out on a Sunday? And Paramount Plus needs to release all the episodes like Netflix. Same with Disney. I'm so sick of these idiots. Oh, we're streaming. We're like Netflix. One episode at a time. I don't want to see that crap. Give me all of it. Netflix invented binge watching, and when people like Disney or anybody else, I'm talking to you, HBO Max, and especially Disney, when you release one episode to us at a time, what's the difference between you and cable? You're freaking garbage. Give us all the content at release time and then leave us alone. I get why you did it early on with The Mandalorian, because you were offering that 7-day free trial and all that kind of, you're trying to build your brand. I get it. But Netflix has been treating us, and same with the Amazon Prime. They've been doing it right as well. It's the idiots like Disney Plus. All right, here's your episode. Wait next week for episode 2. I hate that. I hate that about Disney. Like, whatever moron at Disney decided to do it that way. Like I said, I understand at first when Disney First Plus launched, but you're nothing compared to Netflix if you keep doing that. Just trash. Stop doing that. Just give us all the content. Let us decide when, how we're going to watch. This fight that they're showing where Carla Esparza won the title from Rose Namajunas was probably the most boring fight I've ever seen. It was so bad. Carla is, she has a really high of opinion of herself that I don't think the rest of us fans have. But she's been doing it a long time. Carla and Rose fought like they were worried about taking too much damage. I think you should be fearless to become the champion. Yes, she's right. Zhang Weili says, when I go in there, I'm not thinking about wins and losses. I'm not concerned about getting hurt. I want to be the best version of myself every time I fight. Before my rematch with Joanna, Dana said the winner would get the next title shot. So I went in there to crush her. She did too. She knocked Joanna out with a spinning back fist. Carla Esparza said, she said, my whole thing is I'm going to go in there and wrestle. That's what's going to happen. Carla is an elite wrestler. She's been wrestling since she was a child. This is Jean Willy. But I've been training a lot and I'm ready to test my ground game against hers. By the way, I'm not a big fan of the Chinese government, right? Chinese government could go rot in hell for all I care. But the Chinese people, I like. You know, they got that Buddhist mentality. It's a different culture, right? They're super in tune with food and roots and all these things, how nature affects your body, which I love. That holistic medicine thing they got going. They have a different view of the nervous system. They view things as, or we see a nervous system in the Western, that's how we view how things work. They have a different view, you know, the chi and all that kind of stuff. It's just a different way of looking at things. It's pretty interesting. But the language, their Mandarin language, is got to be, in my opinion, probably the most beautiful language I've ever heard. Conversely, Cantonese has got to be one of the ugliest languages I've ever heard. It's so terrible. But Mandarin is like, and that's what she was speaking. It made me think of this. She was speaking Mandarin in her video. It sounds like knives flying through the air. It sounds like swords swishing through the air. Oh, shoo, 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 shoo. To say thank you, it's 谢谢你. To say I love you, it's 我爱你. 你爱我吗? Love hearing the Mandarin language. If you want to hear the Mandarin language, watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with the subtitles on. Don't watch it dubbed, obviously, but watch it with the actual Mandarin language that Chow Yun Fat and Michelle Yeoh speak. It is beautiful language. Zhang Weili making the walkout. Zhang Weili moved her training camp to Thailand in her effort to always improve. Carla Esparza feels like the division has really evolved, but she feels like she's also evolved with it. She really believes that she's going to find a weakness in Zhang Weili, get her on the ground, and ground and pound her into submission. I will tell you that Carla's wrestling is good enough that Zhang Weili needs to be careful with the takedowns. She's finished 18 of 22 wins, well, similar to Dan Hooker. 11 knockouts, 7 submissions. I think that's what he came in as well. Zhang Weili, the first person to make the entrance into the ring. Gets a little love here from the crowd at Madison Square Garden. She said she's been booed in the past when she fights, you know, in various places, but I'm not going to say exactly what they said, but The New Yorkers love her. Carla Esparza. Music is starting for her. What am I listening to? Is that a bagpipe and a guitar? An accordion and a guitar? I don't know, some sort of weird instrument. All business coming out in black and gold, befitting a champion. Carla Esparza has won 6 fights in a row in the UFC. Born in LA. Carla Esparza getting undressed in front of the outside referee, where they will put Vaseline on her face, touch her inappropriately. Just kidding, touch her appropriately. And if they were like the men, they'll kiss. Key to victory here, really, for Carla Esparza. Get her on the ground. Control for 5 rounds. That's not going to be easy. Right now, they're talking about Carla Esparza's will to win. This is her first defense in her second reign as champion. Esparza got a little booed. I'm guessing that she's gotten booed by this Madison Square Garden crowd because they remembered her last just dud against Rose Namajunas, but that's really not Carla Esparza's fault. You need 2 people to fight, and Rose wasn't fighting. I'm a big fan of Rose Namajunas, but that fight, I was just like, who are you? What are you doing? That's, I don't know. The guy giving her just terrible advice is her fiance. And you wonder in that when Rose was fighting Carla, that he was giving her advice and seeing the fight from as a fiance, as someone who loves the woman that's in there fighting, as opposed to that Mick telling Rocky, you're losing your fight like a bum. Because that's what she needed. And she didn't get it. She just got, oh, you're doing fine, Rose. We're winning. And Rose didn't do anything. Carla didn't do anything. It was the most boring fight I've ever seen. And they had to give it to somebody, I guess. So they gave it to Carla by split decision. I don't even know how do you score when nobody does anything. So she got a little booed, I think, from that fight when she came out here at Madison Square Garden. Zhang Weili is the biggest favorite on the card, on the main event card tonight. She is a minus 380 favorite right now. She opened as a 150 favorite, minus 150. You say, well, why do you keep telling us the odds? Because when it comes to figuring out who's going to win, The people that control the money, they're the ones that have the best insight. Magnum Zhang Wei Li. All the Chinese people now, yeah, take that Chinese flag and shove it up your butt. Bring that crap in America. We love Chinese people. We don't like your flag. Yeah, she is getting booed. Carla Esparza is getting booed right now. They throw up a stat here that fights that end in a decision, championship fights that end in a decision, 70% of the time they go to the champion. I assume that's existing champion. If it was whoever wins the fight, obviously that'd be 100% right. Carla Cookie Monster Esparza, best wrestler in women's in this division for sure. Both fighters are built similarly as far as their muscle and all right, fighters are at the center, both in the orthodox fighting stance. Whaley with the jab, left kick combo. Esparza throws a right hand. Zhang Wei Li stalking a little bit. Jabbed left leg kick combo again from Zhang Wei Li. Esparza just kind of throwing out that left hand. Lands a left jab to Zhang Wei Li. Zhang Wei Li with another leg kick. Check by Esparza. Esparza throws a right hand. Crowd chanting, Wei Li, Wei Li. It's an American crowd chanting for a Chinese fighter. That is not good for you, Esparza. Left kick to the body by Zhang Wei Li. Both fighters reset, middle of the ring. Esparza taking steps back, nearing the ring, circling the outside of the ring while Zhang Wei Li tries to cut the ring off. Ooh, big left jab by Zhang Wei Li. Left leg kick again by Zhang Wei Li. Very active left head kick by Zhang Wei Li. Blocked by Esparza. Another leg kick by Zhang Wei Li. Very active right now. She's like one of the highest, though, connection rates in women's UFC. Punch to the breast by Zhang Wei Li. Oh. Esparza not really offering anything up in the way of offense. Looking for that takedown. Both fighters in the center of the ring. Both in an orthodox stance. Wild 1-2 combination by Esparza. Missed badly. Left leg kick by Zhang Wei Li. She's been throwing that inside leg kick a number of times so far in this first round. Oh, they're calling for a level change from Carla. They wanted a up and down. They want that takedown. Oh! A right kick by Zhang Wei Li. Carla Esparza catches the foot and takes her down. Oh! Uh-oh. Carla's got her in a headlock. Wait, well, Wei Li is strong. Wei Li's trying to take her back. Wei Li's trying to show Esparza a thing or two about wrestling. She's got her back right now. Esparza's doing the right thing. Oh, she's got her in the mount now. Now she moved it back. Now side position. Esparza's going to get into the mount here. Getting into Zhang Wei Li's mount. Oh, Esparza is now on top of Wei Li in Wei Li's guard. Trying to rain down some ground and pound. Throwing some elbows. 90 seconds left in the round. Now, this is where Zhang Weili had a hard time against Rose Namajunas in the second fight and why she lost. She could not get back to her feet. She gets up. Esparza tries to hit her on the way up. Zhang Weili lands a big right hand. Both fighters at the feet now. Boy, the pressure from Zhang Weili is relentless. Ooh, Esparza goes for a takedown. Eats a hand, eats a fist for it. Zhang Weili, very aggressive. Throws a body kick, and again, Esparza grabs the foot, goes to take her down. She's eating shots from Zhang Weili as she tries to hold on to that foot. Zhang Weili reverses the position, and now she's in side control of Carla Esparza, looking to drop elbows down. Ooh. Zhang Weili slides into half guard here. Throwing those elbows down. Esparza trying to get out. Now gets her into full guard. Zhang Weili quickly just took that position and is throwing big elbows. Well, Esparza went for the armbar. She almost had it. They separate. Zhang Weili says, "Get up, let's fight." End of the first round. They give each other the low bones. Entertaining fight so far. They forgot to bring Carla Esparza's chair into the ring. She's just standing there. Her corner's like, "Hey, the chair." Zhang Weili may have to rethink how she's throwing those kicks. She threw a high kick that got caught and a body kick that got caught, and that's how Esparza used it to take her down. Both ladies landing left hooks and jabs. Yeah, it wasn't a kick to the head that she caught. It was a kick under the armpit. I think Weili's trying to show off a little bit of her ground and pound skill here, and she held herself pretty well on the ground. She's an incredible athlete, and she's put it on a real pace, like a big pace. Round 2 starts. Seeing some Twitter scores coming in. People thinking that Zhang Weili won that first round. Zhang Weili's landed a couple good shots here, and one of them kind of stung Esparza. So Esparza goes for the shot, and Zhang Weili stuffs it. And Zhang Weili, instead of getting up and going away, is trying to play with her on the ground, but she's got Esparza in this kind of weird crucifix thing. Kind of a half crucifix. I don't know. I don't think this is a good position for Zhang Weili. She's trying to choke her out from the side. She choked her out! She went on the ground and choked out Carla Esparza. That's why she was the biggest favorite of the night. On the ground. That is bad for Carla Esparza. That is not good. You're supposed to be the best wrestler in this division, and you got out-wrestled. And she had this weird crucifix position where she had Carla's arm and her legs, and her right arm had her underneath the chin. I didn't think there was any way that she could choke her out, and then she just pulled out that left arm, and that was it. She tapped. She immediately tapped. She was hurt early in that second round, too. Zhang Weili hit her with a big punch and then a kick. And then she tried to take her down, and Weili changed the position on her, and guess what? Now Zhang Weili is wearing the black and gold. This is weird. She's got her in a crucifix, but she's Weili's on her back. She's got her arm locked up, and she's underneath her neck with her right hand. Her left hand is holding on to her left hand. She lets go of the left hand, and she starts squeezing. Oh, Carla was trying to defend with one hand, and wow, that was just really well done by Zhang Weili. You don't expect that to happen to the wrestler, but that's I think you see why the odds makers had Zhang Weili such a big favorite is because as good a wrestler as Carla Esparza is, and that's her only path to victory, Zhang Weili has been improving her wrestling as well and actually beat her in wrestling. Beat her on the ground, submitted her. And good for you, Esparza, coming back. But Zhang Weili is... She just keeps improving, and she is an elite athlete. And the crowd goes crazy for Zhang Weili. What an athlete she is. She deserved that. She's flashing up the heart signal. Now she's with Joe Rogan with the translator. I wish you could hear this Mandarin. It's awesome. She's trying to speak in English. Now I feel like dream. Every day I dream this is my belt to come back. Tell him this. The translator's funny. He says Asian guy and he's got one hand on Joe Rogan and one hand on Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is saying thanks to all her supporters and family members and all her friends and all around the world. Huge thanks to you guys. You're saying something again in Mandarin? Such a beautiful language. You can tell I'm a fan of Zhang Weili. I mean, I wasn't rooting for her against Rose. Rose is my favorite, but she's not fighting Rose. I'm rooting for Zhang Weili. She said, the first time I won the belt, I felt like the Weili that belonged to China. Now coming here to the US, I feel like the Weili that belongs to the world. Joe Rogan says, did you expect to win this fight by submission? She is such a good athlete. She just out Esparza. She said, I had so many ways I could finish her, and submission's only one of them. Well, that Esparza was just... She was not in the same class as Zhang Weili. To take nothing away from Carla Esparza, she's been here a long time, and she's been doing it a long time, but Zhang Weili is special. Carla Esparza is more of a grinder. She's like me when I play video games, right? I'm never going to be the best, but I'll grind my way into the top 20. So, yeah, I am the Carla Esparza of video game players, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind grinding out. I know who I am. But she came in to fight. She came in to execute her game plan. Zhang Weili's just... As an athlete, she's on a different level. Now Joe Rogan's interviewing Carla Esparza. He's asking her to give her thoughts on the fight. And she didn't really answer the question. She didn't surprise me. I knew she was good. And that's the end of the interview. You had one chance to answer a question, Carla. But yeah, she is a class act. Carla Esparza is a class act. But this fight, Zhang Weili, she is hard not to like. She is hard not to root for. Shaun White's in the building. The big gold medalist. Yay! Justin Gaethje, love you. Joanna Jacek is in here. Alexander Volkanovski's here. Wow, look at these people. Of course, he is he New Zealand or Australia? He may be here supporting Adesanya and Hooker. Upcoming schedule. Derek Lewis. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Kevin Holland. UFC 282, December 10th. Prochaska and Teixeira 2. Boy, that was a fight. December 17th. Last fight of the year. Jared Cannonier versus Strickland. Isn't Cannonier the one who just lost to Israel Adesanya? Well, on my parlay, I was 0 for 2. I had Zhang Weili by knockout, KO or DQ, TKO or DQ in round 4. She submitted Carla Esparza in round 2. I had Chandler KO in round 2, and he could have done it. He was in possession to do it, but he didn't. Ended up getting submitted in round 3. So I'm 1 for 1 picking the fights, 0 for 0 picking how they end. That's why those odds are ridiculous. That's why a $20 bet can pay $120,000 because Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. I'll tell you why I like Alexander Volkanovski. He's a normal dude. He's a normal dude, and he works super hard. He reminds me of Daniel Cormier, honestly. Obviously, a different type of fighter, but I like Volkanovski. Talking about Alexander Volkanovski moving up to fight Islam Makhachev. But Alexander Volkanovski cleaned out the entire featherweight division. I mean, he destroyed everybody. So he's moving up. They just announced Saturday, February 11th, part of the pay-per-view, the interim UFC featherweight championship that Volkanovski's area is going to be fought by Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez. They're talking about what a creative striker that Yair Rodriguez is and what a hammer Josh Emmett is. We got one fight left. One fight left. One more fight. Israel Adesanya versus no shocker, or maybe it is a shocker. favorites have won every fight tonight. Zhang Weili, Dustin Poirier, was it Chris Gutierrez? All the favorites have won. Whew. Can't wait to watch this. First of all, I love this actor, David Harbour. As Santa Claus that comes and just comes and kicks butt for some little girl. I mean, I'm in! I'm all in on that movie. Of course, David Harbour, Stranger Things. He was the dad in the Black Widow. I mean, he's awesome. He's a lot of fun. He's playing Santa Claus on Violent Night. I love David Harbour. Just a great actor. Adesanya versus Pereira. Pereira. Can't even say it. You know, I was watching the videos of when Pereira knocked out Adesanya when they were in kickboxing. Adesanya was winning that fight. I really think that the same as it was then, it is now, that in the UFC, the more skilled fighter is Israel Adesanya. He is the more skilled fighter. But Pereira has dynamite in that left hand. I mean, his left hook is vicious. Vicious. It's what he knocked out Adesanya with. I don't know. You can't bet against Israel Adesanya. I said this at the beginning of the broadcast that besides his attitude, which I don't like, Israel Adesanya is probably the closest thing that we have in the UFC to Bruce Lee. His skill in mixed martial arts, in all aspects of mixed martial arts, is incredible. He's so fast. He's so dangerous. He's so creative. He's such an amazing athlete. But Pereira's power is on another level. And he's bigger than Izzy. So I think it'll be an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Oh, Pereira dogged him hard when he knocked him out the second fight. So we'll see. I know this. The only reason I bet against him tonight, well, not parlay, was just because of the ridiculously stupid odds. But like, if you said you've got $1,000 and you're never going to make another bet in your life, do you want to bet? You want to bet against Israel Adesanya? I'd be like, nope. No. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Interesting that Pereira came here to the UFC. People like him. The thing is, one thing I will say about Adesanya is he lied after the last fight. Now, whether it was him lying, not after it, but before the fight, he lied before the fight. He said, this is going to be my plan, this is the way I look at it, blah, blah, blah. That's not what he did when he fought. And I don't know if that was him lying to us, or that was the production, UFC production, just picking and choosing for their little storylines like they do, you know what I mean? Probably a little of both. But I'm worried that Adesanya isn't hungry. Like, He's achieved so much success. Why does this stupid thing keep coming up on my screen? Get off my screen. He's you know, has tasted so much sex. He's more worried about not losing than he is winning. That's what I'm worried he's at. Now, Pereira, because he's basically made Adesanya relive that knockout from years ago in kickboxing. Maybe that's the motivation and the dog food that Adesanya needs to eat to get ready to be back to the Adesanya that we know and love. But if not, I don't know how this fight goes. I hope that's not the case. I hope Adesanya's success hasn't made him less hungry. Because Pereira is hungry. But he doesn't have the Adesanya skills. Well, I mean, we'll see. Pereira making the walkout now. Doing this weird walkout. He's kind of like he's limping out. Like a kind of stomping dance. He's firing the arrow towards the ring as he normally does. Brazilian walking with his arms out like a buff guy. He's not buff, but he's strong. Two incredible strikers. They're doing the hugs. He's outside with the ref. Let me put some Vaseline on your face here, buddy. There you go. Joe Rogan loves Alex Pereira. He's the former Glory kickboxing light heavyweight champion. He was a 2-division champion in Glory. He's on a six fight win streak here in the UFC, and he's finished 5 of his 6 wins by knockout. Crowd gives Pereira a warm welcome. Glover Teixeira has been working with him. With Pereira. I'm trying to get him ready for the UFC and this championship fight. Adesanya's getting ready to come out. Madison Square Garden goes dark. Crowd starts to cheer. I don't know what the music is, but it's like an orchestra. I'm sure there's going to be a drop and something else will bring him out. Adesanya's so creative, so technical. Such an amazing mixed martial artist. A win tonight, especially a knockout of Pereira, would be the feather in his mental cap. You know what I mean? But people have been reminding him since Pereira came back since Pereira signed to the UFC, that was the guy that floored him. And he's had to hear that even as the champion. I wonder if this is the fight that really motivates Adesanya to get back to the Adesanya of old. Born in Lagos, Nigeria. One of 5 Nigerian fighters in UFC history. Adesanya now getting his mouthpiece, getting ready to be checked out by the outside ref. So the music didn't change. There was no drop. It's just really dramatic orchestra music. Fine, I like it. I like it. The number 2 ranked pound for pound fighter, male ranks, goes strutting into the ring, goes strutting directly over to Pereira, walks right in front of Pereira. Walking in like he owns the place, and as many times as he's headlined these UFC fights, he kinda does. He is a 2-1 favorite over Pereira. And listen, we talked about it. Oh yeah, I watched UFC every pay-per-view event. Adesanya's skill is better than Pereira's for sure. And the favorite on the main card has won every fight. Zhang Weili submitting. She was the biggest favorite, of course. She submitted Carla Esparza. Gutierrez knocked out. Vicious knockout with the knee. He was the favorite. Dan Hooker was the favorite. He won. Dustin Poirier was the favorite. Choked out Chandler in the 3rd round. Adesanya's the favorite in this. And even though this Pereira is just an incredible striker, Adesanya is I don't know if there's a better mixed martial artist than him when it comes to striking. He is ridiculously creative, ridiculously smart on his feet. Should be a good fight. If Adesanya can knock out Pereira, it's got to make him feel good to avenge that knockout loss that he had. The Michael Cheney Per fight was my favorite, as expected. Are you watching the fights right now? Yeah, that was a good fight, man. You must be if that was your favorite fight. I do too. We watch it every month, but this is the first time I've ever streamed while talking about it. Man, I'm gonna have to clip the part where at the end of the first round of the Dustin Poirier Michael Chandler fight, I was going nuts. That first round was incredible. That first fight though, Dan Hooker and the Peruvian Prince, that was awful. Awful, awful, awful. I do too. If you lived here, we could be watching it together. Pereira getting booed. He is the plus 185 underdog. He's from Brazil, but he's fighting out in Danbury, Connecticut. That's not a real place. He has a 6-1 UFC record. He is 6'4". He is every bit as big as Israel Adesanya. What do you got in this fight, Jungle? Who's winning this fight? I did a parlay bet, a $20 bet that would have paid 120 grand. Oh. Now I know why nobody wins those parlay bets. Oh, well, those wild ones I picked. That was still fun. In my opinion, Adesanya is the closest thing, besides his attitude. I really don't like his attitude. But he is the closest thing as a martial artist that the UFC has to Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, of course, died the year I was born. I've watched all of his movies. Enter the Dragon was his movie that featured him and his beliefs, his teachings, the things that he wanted to display to the world as martial arts. He is taller than Adesanya. Look at that. Well, they're commenting on the size of Pereira. He is a big dude. Although I would like to see Pereira move up in weight. He may if he takes care of Adesanya, because Adesanya's pretty much beat the crap out of everybody in the division already. All right, both fighters standing at the center of the ring. Pereira orthodox. Adesanya in the southpaw stance. Pereira throwing some early leg kicks. Adesanya throwing a leg kick as well. Adesanya switches now to orthodox as well. Both fighters in the orthodox stance. Another leg kick by Adesanya. Switches back to southpaw. Both guys are looking like a kickboxing match right now. Leg kick landed by Pereira. Another one. Half check there by Adesanya. Adesanya switches stances to the orthodox stance. Lands a little left leg kick of his own. Another leg kick landed by Pereira. On these two. Standing in the ring. Feinting their way in. Yeah, Pereira does look big compared to Adesanya. Big. Ooh, 2 leg kicks in a row. But Pereira's just not afraid of what Adesanya has to offer. Adesanya really isn't offering anything right now. Switches now to the southpaw stance. Throws a leg kick of his own. Both fighters at the center of the ring. Adesanya in the southpaw stance. Leg kick to the body landed by Adesanya. Another leg kick. Ooh, sneaky head kick by Adesanya. Counter left hand, straight left landed by Adesanya. Right hand landed by Adesanya. To countered on 2 of Pereira's kicks. Adesanya crisp with the striking, but we knew that the champion is just one of the most amazing strikers in the UFC. Boy, Pereira's really reacting to what Adesanya is throwing these feints. He's Ooh. Body kick by Pereira. Good inside leg kick by Adesanya. Low leg kick by Pereira. Pereira bruised up a little bit underneath his right eye, it looks like. High kick by Adesanya. Pereira trying to walk Adesanya down now. Adesanya looking for the counter punch, countering the kick so far. Pereira has been really well for him. Big body kick by Adesanya. Leg kick by Pereira, followed up with the right hand. Adesanya backs up. Body kick by Pereira. Leg kick by Adesanya. Jab by Adesanya. Adesanya double jab. Back Pereira up. Pereira stalking Adesanya. Big kick to the body by Pereira. Tried to follow up with a left hook. Flying knee by Pereira. Guys on the broadcast pointed out, oh, look at this. Body lock by Adesanya. He's taking some big body shots now in that body lock by Pereira. And the knee to the body by Pereira. He may want to let go of this body lock unless he's got a plan here. Fighters break from the clinch. Adesanya's back. Adesanya lands a huge right! That was at the end of the round. He was saved by the bell. Huge right hand by Adesanya at the end of round one. I thought the fight was over. The ref was stepping in. I didn't even hear the end of the first round bell. I thought the fight was over there for a second, but the fight's over. They can't get his mouthpiece out. Throws a jab that misses. Leaves the left hand out there and hits him in the ear. I think he just kind of jacked his equilibrium a little bit. And then hit him with a big left hook. Oh, it happened right. He threw it right as the bell was sounding. Not illegal. But wow, what a big left hook. Pereira, well, I wonder how much he's recovered, because that was a big left hook by I think the right hand in the ear may have messed up his equilibrium, but that left hook to the jaw, whew, was nasty. Another big left hand by Adesanya. Adesanya's throwing some knee to the body. Pereira working the punches to the body. Pereira's getting really close. Another big left hand by Adesanya. Pereira eats that well. Such a good striker. Goodness, Adesanya's a good striker. He's up against the cage right now, trying to grab Pereira's hands. Pereira's trying to stalk him, get him up against the cage and do some damage. Left hand misses from Pereira. Now both fighters at the center of the ring. Pereira had a great first round until he got hurt. That's just what Daniel Cormier said. Thinks regular walking was like 215. Oh, I know Izzy has striking power. His power comes from his speed and his creativity, man. Oh, big left hand by that hurt. That stung Adesanya. That straight left. Oh. Adesanya's got his wits about him back now, but he was stunned there. How big Pereira is. Goodness. Adesanya now gets him in a clinch and puts Pereira up against the cage. Working the knee. He's going for the takedown. He's trying to pick him up, but sorry, Adesanya. Pereira's big, man. He tried to pick him up, and Pereira's like, nah. Oh, Izzy lands a big right hand on the break, on the clinch break. That was nice. You know, he's making Adesanya fight. Adesanya, this looks like the hungry Adesanya we're used to seeing. Not the guy we saw last time, and this has been really good. Really good fight so far. Only in round 2. We got a minute 40-second left. Both fighters throwing. Both fighters having their moments. Oh, big left hand by Pereira. Another straight left by Pereira. Adesanya gets out of there. Adesanya's tough. But if one of those left hook lands, Adesanya's could be in trouble because he's getting hurt by the straight left. Izzy gets in the clinch. Got Pereira's back up against the fence. Talking about the body work of Pereira, maybe wearing on Adesanya as they go. Izzy's got double underhooks right now. Still trying to get him down. I don't know why he's trying to take him down. Maybe just giving him something to think about. Oh, a big left head kick by Pereira. Adesanya's got some sort of chin, man. Adesanya throws a big right hand of his own. Pereira misses. Pereira moves out of the way. Goodness, now Pereira goes for a takedown, grabs the single leg, and he takes Adesanya down. He's in Adesanya's guard. At the end of the round, Pereira with a takedown. This is a championship fight, ladies and gentlemen. Both fighters having moments. Goodness. Woo! What a fight. What a championship fight. Glad to see he's able to work in grappling. Take my dog out back. Don't miss this fight, Jungle. Pereira with the jab. Man, that's a powerful jab. Boy, Izzy with the left. You know, Izzy puts that left hand out in Pereira's face and kind of leaves it in his face as he's come with the right hand to kind of obstruct his view, which is just beautifully well done. Then Pereira comes in on a single leg, grabs the other leg, takes Adesanya down right at the end of the round. I think we may be at 1 round apiece, maybe? Third round's about to start. Both fighters taking big breaths. Adesanya comes out. Southpaw switches back to orthodox. Adesanya is not doing great when he gets up against the fence. Neither one of these fighters are doing great when they're up against the fence. Max Crosby watching the fight from there in Vegas. Inside leg kick by Adesanya. Woo! These little question mark, like half hook, weird kicks these guys are throwing. That just super high level that they're both. Adesanya threw one, Pereira returned with his own. It's super fun to watch these high level strikers, man. Adesanya goes with a leg kick, comes in with a big right. Pereira answers with the jab, backs Adesanya up. Pereira lands a big leg kick. Misses with the right hand. Adesanya misses with the right hand. Leg kick by Pereira. And then a body kick by Pereira that Adesanya catches, and he takes down Pereira. And he's got Pereira's back. He's got Pereira's back. He's trying to get a hook in. Adesanya drags him on the ground, doing some ground and pound on him. He's trying to take his back. He just can't. I think he's content just to throw these hands here. That is the first career takedown for Israel Adesanya. Adesanya's trying to get the back. He's on the back, but he doesn't have any hooks in. He's trying to get a hook in. There's he just nope. Pereira got out of it. He's trying to put that hook in. He's got one hook in. Pereira doesn't seem to know what to do here. He's trying to stand up. Adesanya's still on his back. Pereira's still trying to stand up. His ear is bleeding from that that punch he took directly to the ear from Adesanya. Adesanya can't get the hooks in, but he's still keeping Pereira on the ground here. Still making it hard for him to get up. And what Adesanya's doing is he's got Pereira's right wrist, and Pereira can't use it to stand up. And he's using the left hand to defend the punches from Adesanya. Adesanya's putting the hook in now. He's got one hook in. He's up now. Adesanya's trying to drag him down. Adesanya tried to drag him down. And Pereira doesn't know what he's doing on the ground. He was going to go for a leg lock, and instead, Adesanya's got him in side control. Pereira looks like tired. A minute left here. Adesanya's in Pereira's guard. Pereira lands a big elbow from the bottom. Adesanya throwing a big elbow of his own from the top. "22 seconds left. 20 seconds left. He's gotten up. Adesanya's gotten up, but he's not letting Pereira up. He's just kind of playing with him. Boy, Adesanya's just playing with him right now. And then pushes him as he gets up like a punk. Come on, Adesanya, be a champion. Besides that, I love what Adesanya did. It's like, oh, you want to wrestle? I got wrestling. Takes Pereira down and does not let him up that entire round. That was a big round for Adesanya. I think that's 2 rounds to 1, Adesanya. Championship round, start of round 4. Pereira looks tired. Adesanya's talking to him. Leg kick by Adesanya, eats a jab by Pereira. You wonder how much gas Pereira has in the tank not fighting these 5-round fights before. Adesanya, that's all he does is fight 5-round fights. Adesanya with a miss with a low kick. Oh, the pace has really slowed down here. They're fighting at the middle of the fight, in the middle of the ring. Adesanya with the big high kick blocked by Pereira. Center of the ring right now. Left hand. Caught Adesanya on the very end. Inside leg kick by Adesanya. Yeah, it does look like Pereira's trying to take a break here. Big jab by Adesanya. Right hand by Adesanya. Boy, Pereira has not done anything this round. But now he's got Adesanya up against the fence. Throws a short little left. Jab by Pereira. 1-2 combo. Again, 1-2 by Adesanya. Throttle up by a left leg kick. Body kick by Adesanya. He's smiling now. Goes up with a high kick, blocked by Pereira. Boy, now Pereira's backing up. And Pereira hasn't done anything this round. He's got to be tired. Critics will point out that Adesanya was dominating the fight in the kickboxing where he got knocked out too, and it was that left hook he got caught. Yeah, Adesanya, Pereira hasn't done anything. Adesanya just picking him with jabs and rights and kicks here. Just pot shotting him, and there's nothing coming in return from Pereira. Adesanya faked a takedown and then got him in the bed, got him in a body lock, and now he's got Pereira up against the fence. Adesanya's got him up against the fence in the body lock. Adesanya winning this round. I mean, Pereira hasn't done anything. Big right hand by Adesanya, and then a right hand return by Pereira. Left hand by Pereira, and now Adesanya backs up against on the opposite side of the octagon. Pereira might have got a second win here. Lands a left jab. Low leg kick. He's starting to throw now. Big left hand just missed by Pereira. Adesanya goes for the body lock again. Izzy's clinching, but man, he is... Ooh, Izzy tried a sneaky little trip there, but Pereira's able to maintain his feet. Pereira's digging knees, working the body right now. Adesanya going for a single leg. He may get it. Pereira's tired. He's taking big breaths here. Thought he caught a second win, was able to throw some punches, but Adesanya's like, nope, let's go back up into the clinch. Both men tried to throw big elbows out of the clinch. Oh, Adesanya ducks out of the way of a big left-right hook combination by Pereira as the round ends. Yeah, that was definitely an Adesanya round. I mean, I think Pereira has to. If Pereira doesn't win this round big, I don't think he wins this fight. They're telling Pereira he needs a knockout to win. Yeah, I think they're just being honest with him here. Fifth and final round. This has been a good fight, but I don't know. I think the experience here. I think the experience by Adesanya is really showing in that fourth round. Maybe the weight cut. I mean, Pereira is such a big dude. Yeah, the consensus seems to be 3 rounds to 1. They're saying Pereira needs a knockout. Big leg kick by Pereira. Backs up Adesanya. Adesanya is going to be in survival mode. We may go for a takedown here. Right hand by Pereira. Adesanya takes it well, but gets him in the clinch again. Adesanya is willing to stay in these body locks and these clinches. It's his safe zone right now. Pereira finally works an underhook to try to get out. I don't know what happened. Izzy went to throw a leg kick. Pereira checked it, and Izzy went down. I don't know if it was he got hurt from a leg check or he just tripped down. Oh, they're saying it was a trip. Yeah, I didn't think he was hurt. It just looked like he stumbled. So Izzy's all good. Throwing jabs now, Pereira. Pereira with the leg kick, backing up Adesanya against the fence. This is a danger zone for Adesanya. I don't like him. I do not like him up against the ropes like this. Oh, big left hand! Oh, Adesanya's hurt! Adesanya's hurt! Oh, he's pouring it on! He's down on the ground! Pereira's throwing left leg bomb! He's out on his feet! The referee has stopped the fight! Pereira has won the championship! You gotta be kidding me! Adesanya's arguing, but he was out. He is still wobbly. Oh my goodness. Just like what happened in kickboxing. Just like what happened in kickboxing. Adesanya was winning. He was dominating. He was going to win the fight, and then he got caught by a punch. I said I didn't like him up against the cage. He was up against the cage, and Pereira let it go. Why, Adesanya? Why? Oh my goodness. My goodness. We're going to go to the replay here. Adesanya's against the fence. Left jab, right hand, a right uppercut, body punch, left hook, another left hook, and then Adesanya, after that left hook, Adesanya was in trouble. He is not defending himself. He is falling down. He's stumbling. He is just eating big punches. The referee just gave him so many chances, but oh, that left hand again. He's going to be dreaming, having nightmares of Pereira's left hand. Yeah, he was gone. There was a protest from Adesanya, but if you saw him trying to stand up after that, he was in a bad way. Adesanya acknowledges the crowd like the true professional that he is. You see, that's where we're at in the UFC in these championship fights. Even somebody as skilled and as incredible as Adesanya, and we saw it with Kamaru Usman, you have to be the champion for 25 minutes. You have to be on your toes and mentally alert and not making mistakes for 25 minutes. Oh. I'm hoping for a rematch. I don't see any shaking of hands or anything. It looks like Adesanya wants to get out, and then he's coming back in. Now for the interview with Pereira and Joe Rogan. Hi, you could just playing with fire with his back up against the fence like that. His 5th ever MMA fight. He is the undisputed middleweight champion. This might be the biggest Brazilian translator I've ever seen. This guy's huge. Adesanya was just playing with fire. His back up against the fence, and then, I mean, he ate 2 shots, and then that left hook, and that put him on Queer Street, as we used to say in boxing. He apologized for talking trash. He was just trying to get in Adesanya's head. This left hook. Oh, Adesanya, I'm telling you. He's going to be seeing that left hook. That's the one that knocked him out in kickboxing. Adesanya was hurt. I don't remember seeing Adesanya hurt like this before. Just trying to hold on, grab onto anything. Just, he ate those 2 shots in a row, and then Adesanya protested, but you see, you see when they, after the fight, they tried to get him to, he couldn't even stand up on his own. He was, but you know, he acknowledged it. It was classy in defeat. And I can see these guys fighting again. I could see Kamaru Usman getting his rematch. I could see him getting his rematch as well. He gave a big shout out to Joe Rogan. I tell you, before the fight on the pay-per-view, Daniel Cormier made the comment that he had never heard Joe Rogan sing praises as much as he did about Pereira when he heard that Pereira got signed. Pereira is the new middleweight champion. The odds makers had Adesanya 2-1 favorite because the skill. There's a difference in skill, and there was a difference in skill. But Adesanya kept playing with fire, man. He kept putting his back up against the cage, and what he was doing in the middle rounds is working the clinch. Just get in the clinch. He put Pereira against the fence, and then when they break, they go back to the middle of the ring. But at this part in the fifth round, at the beginning of the fifth round, he didn't. He just kind of stood up there and he ate 2 punches, and then as he tried to slide out, he slid to his right, which is right into Pereira's power left hand, and that was the beginning of the end. And Adesanya couldn't recover, and that's just not an Adesanya thing. Pereira could knock out an elephant with that left hook. He's just got so much power. The only underdog to win on the main card, Alex Pereira. The rest of the favorites have won tonight. Adesanya's not done. It just reminds me of that Kamaru Usman fight where Usman had just one mental letdown, and that was it. Adesanya had one mental letdown, and it cost him the fight in the 5th round. He's going to be seeing that left hook in his nightmares, I'm telling you. Good for Alex Pereira. It was good fights from all of them. Zhang Weili showing why she's such a freaking stud. Daniel Cormier calls her the best athlete, male or female, he's ever seen. And if you've seen her workout videos, what she does in the gym, you can understand why. Of course, Dustin Poirier doing his business with Michael Chandler. That was well done by him. A little dirty stuff by Michael Chandler in that fight. They caught it on video, man. He tried to reach in and fish hook Dustin Poirier so he could get underneath his chin. But Poirier was able to overcome that and win by rear naked choke. Anyways, that is all. I wanted to do this to see if it would garner any kind of viewership or anything. It did not. Jungle Below, okay, bye. He had to take his dog out while that last fight was happening. I imagine he probably paused it. I see Loitsky out there lurking. Good night in the UFC. Just an excellent night in the UFC. God bless you guys. Have an amazing